Okay, y'all, on to the next little project. Tomorrow, BFR Beef will be in my kitchen, and I am going to do collard greens. So, just to kind of get ahead of the game, I hope, I got collard greens from Kathy and Doug Hinton from Hinton Farms. And y'all, if you've never made collard greens, they are a plant that grows like this. That's how you pick them, okay? They're kind of tough. And around here, the weather has stunk as far as agriculture goes for a while. Lots of rain, a lot of rain. So these are kind of dirty, meaning grainy. They have grainy, yeah, hold on. So you tear them off with this stalk like so, and I'm putting them in a water bath, cold water bath. I'm gonna wash them good, okay? And I do my collard greens like my granny did. And they look really big when you're doing it like this, but it don't cook up to really big. Okay, it cooks way down. Anyway, that's about all I'm gonna use of that, I think, because these are looking nasty. Yeah, agriculture around here has been iffy at best. Let me see what else. Oh, she sent me some kale too. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. Let's put that to the side. I'm gonna use it though, because you know that's free on the Well Watch plant. Okay, so let's see if y'all can see this. Hold on. Hold the press. Okay, I am going to simply wash these best I can, and then I'm gonna let them soak. I'm probably gonna pull them off the stalk. Let me just do it, heck, fire. And I can't see what y'all are saying from this. Oh, I need to pin it. Good Lord, Jesus, help me. I love collard greens. I love them the way I fix them. I don't love them just any old way, honestly, if I'm honest. Yeah, I could do kale chips with that. Might do that. Anyway, depends on what kind of time I have and how my back holds out. Okay, so as I wash these, y'all, you can cut them. You can get a knife and do it. I just tear them. It's just easier, less time. And look, take it from a farmer's wife, okay? You can do it any way you want to, but I do things as much as possible as I can in a shortcut. And to me, this is easier than getting your cutting board out. And I mean, that looks more professional and everything, but let's keep it real here, okay? But I'm gonna wash each leaf and rinse the soil sediment off of them, if you will. And then the key to helping the collard green not smell your house up so badly is I soak mine in baking soda water, okay? And see, this way, when you're washing them by hand, you see every leaf, and you have your hand on every leaf, so you can see if there's bad spot or whatever. Let me turn that on. I washed my sink, by the way, before I did this. In North Carolina, collard greens would be in abundance right now, from about December through January, I think. But because of the massive amounts of rain, we've set records around here for rain this time of year. So our crops don't like it. See, there's a bad piece that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't had my hands on each one. Now this one's going to be in a step, y'all, because collard greens are not something you cook fast. Not the way I cook them. I'm going to soak these for a couple hours in the baking soda water. And then I'll drain them off, rinse them. Ooh, that's a good one. I'll drain them off and rinse them. And then tomorrow, and I'll refrigerate them. And then tomorrow, I will cook them and show you how to do that. That'll be one of my first things I do in the morning because it takes a while. And I might even boil them tonight. I don't know. You can boil them and make them kind of more tender, and then refrigerate them and bring them back out the next day and do your bacon and your saute of your garlic and your whatever, and do your cooking of it, okay? But this is just how I do it. South Carolina, we are soggy here too, I know, right? But when I called Kathy to ask her if she had any, she said, I will look best I can. She said, our fields are soaking wet. So she called me and said, I did find one plant that didn't look too awful bad. So there you have it. Stalk celery, I don't know what that was said. Louisiana's swimming too. I tell you, it's almost like the whole United States just got this overabundance of rain at this second. I'm almost done with these. We've had 100 inches. Yeah, we've had a bunch of rain. It's not been good for our crops. Thankfully, we're not in full crop season for our farm. We won't be until April, May. But we have been oh, I don't like that one. We've been unseasonably rainy for North Carolina. Okay, there we have it. Now, okay guys, this goes I just sprinkle about 2 tablespoons or so of baking powder, baking soda. And then I'm just gonna put cold water over them. And actually the cold water kind of brings them back to life a little bit. Set those to the side because I want to show y'all with this sink cleaning out. I'll come back to you and show you that. Let me get cleaned up from these collards and then I'll show you. That's how I'm doing my collards, y'all. I will post it and then title it so you'll know, kind of like I'll put collard greens 1 and then the second, you know, 2 and then 3. Okay, anyway, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Collard greens. Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. First things first, you know, I washed these collards yesterday live, and I also soaked them in baking soda. Now I have refrigerated, I drained the water off and left them just like this and put them in the refrigerator overnight. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them in a pot and we'll just cover them with water. And as I do that, I'm gonna tear them up. Now, like I told you yesterday, you can cut these up with a knife, whatever you choose to do. But I just tear mine up. If you want, I'm going to put those on to boil with a little bit of salt in them. And I'm only going to boil them, y'all, until the color changes. It lifts the color and they get really, really bright green. Okay. Now, this pot is going to look really full, but these things cook down to very little. Alright, now while I'm putting these on, I'll come to you in 3 different segments to show you these collard greens. Collard greens have their own flavor. I've had a lot of people ask what they taste like. They've never eaten them, that kind of thing. They do have their very own flavor. They're not really comparable to cabbage. A lot of people ask me that, and they're really not. But the way I cook them, they're very flavorful. They have lots of bacon flavor, garlic, and a little bit of onion. So I'm going to put these on in some salt water. Give me just a minute to tear them up. And, whoop, let me get some salt here. Oh, my collard bean salt box. About a tablespoon, okay, y'all? You gotta add some flavor to these as much as you can as you go. Remember, we soaked them in salt and baking soda because it helps take that pungent smell out of them. Okay, let me put just a little bit more water here, and then they'll go on to boil. Once they're boiled, I'll show you a picture of what they're supposed to look like. And then we're gonna take those out and drain them, and then I'm gonna saute them when time to eat, closer to time to eat, in a black skillet with bacon drippings, and I'll show you that, okay? I'm gonna use bacon drippings, some beer, garlic, bacon itself. I'm gonna fry up a pound of bacon to use. Anyway, I'm gonna put those on to boil. I'll come back to you and show you the finished product and what else we're cooking up today. Stay with me, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Let me pin it. Oh, that was the wrong one. Hang on. There we go. All right, I'll be back with you guys. Hey, y'all, I'm back. Collard greens. Collard greens prep 3. I warned y'all that this one's kind of lengthy. Not lengthy, but there's steps, okay? And if you really want your collard greens to taste bomb.com, you gotta follow these steps. I'm gonna just wipe my pan out. Okay, now, I'm gonna open up, let me pin it, sorry. I'm gonna open up a pound of bacon, y'all, okay? I'm not sure I'm gonna use the whole pound in the collard greens, but I'm gonna go ahead and cook it out. I would love to know how to just pin that automatically, like every time. Because this, somebody asked Mark Zuckerberg to get back to me. Anyway, for the collard greens, I am going to, I have my oven on 400, and I'm going to do my bacon in the oven because it's less messy, and it just works better. This is thick sliced bacon. You can use turkey bacon if you're not a pork person, but honestly, collard greens have got to have, in my opinion, some bacon fat in them. Now, I've eaten them at restaurants that don't use any animal fat in them. They use olive oil and some red pepper and some garlic and some onion, and that's fine, and I like it that way. But today is all about how Lisa likes things, so this is what I'm doing. This is my favorite way to eat collard greens. And honestly, my Aunt Kathy walked me through the process years ago for Thanksgiving, and my granny used to eat or fix her collard greens similar to this, okay? So this does not have to be real fancy. You just need to get all your bacon in there, and I actually will double layer it just to get it cooked out. Now, meanwhile, let me see the color. I'm gonna pop these in the oven, 400 degrees. Usually it takes about 12 minutes to 15. Just kind of have to watch it. Let me see how the collard greens are looking, because it might be that I can show you what color they're turning. Because it's late in the season, y'all, and crap. And these collard greens are a little on the tough side because of our weather and whatnot. Let me show you what color they're coming up to be. But just keep in mind that I'm gonna boil these a little longer than I normally would. They were fresh out of the field, y'all saw that, but because of our weather, they're not ideal, and they'll be a little tougher this time of year, okay, around here with this weather. So I'm gonna give them a little bit longer, about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna cover them, but that's the color I'm talking about, okay? Matter of fact, let me get some light on there for you. Hold on. There we go. Okay, do you see the difference? Anybody that's paying attention or watching, following along, can y'all see the difference in color or no? Anybody? Somebody? Can anybody see the difference in color from the start? I know my house is going to smell sick. Okay, thank you, Connie. So see, it's getting a little bit softer, y'all, a little more pliable. But the color, the green color, let me dig some out of the bottom. The green color is coming up, all right? Put some beer in there. I'm gonna put beer in them. I cook mine out in beer. I'll show you that in a few minutes. I put beer in my bacon too. The greens look bright, awesome. Okay. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to hold on. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and chop my onion and have it ready. Listen, to be honest with y'all, I have made collard greens the night before and put them in the refrigerator, and they've been just as good. Okay, let me grab what knives I need. Now, I'm going to use that same black iron skillet that I'm putting that bacon in the oven in. I'm going to use that to fry out the collard greens or to cook them out, okay? So I'm just going to rough chop this onion, and I'm going to add onion to my collard greens. You don't have to, but you can. These onions are a little soft, to be honest with you. I really think it's because of all this weather. I keep my onions in the fridge so they don't make you cry so bad. Seems like if you keep them in the fridge, they're not as potent. All right, let me grab a bowl and put these to the side. Actually, you can just grab a paper plate. So I can move on. MoveOn.com. The sun is shining here today, which is wonderful, and it's beautiful. It's getting colder here, but cold for us. It's not cold for you guys up north for sure. I'm gonna mince 1 clove of garlic. You know what? People on cooking shows make this look real easy, but sometimes it just isn't. Just saying. Cut that stem out. Okay. When we were picking the menu for today, little Dan and Alex and I wanted something that would be pretty to photograph, and the very first thing I said was collard greens, because they're really a beautiful green color. And then when you put those bacon pieces in it, not only is it tasty, but it's pretty. All right, I'm gonna set this to the side and leave it just like that. Give my hands a wash. Okay, so collard greens 3, prep is done. When the bacon comes out, I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that, okay? Collard greens today, they mean money. It's a great crop, normally in this area for this time of year. Just happens to be exceptionally wet. So anyway, I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Collard greens, y'all, collard greens. Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. I'm getting ready to show you how I put these collard greens together, okay? The bacon is pretty much done. And now, this is a lot of bacon grease for this smaller mess of collards. So I'm gonna pour about half of this off very carefully because it's hot. And there we go. Set this to the side. Now, okay, I'm going to put this on my stovetop, and I'll bring y'all with me in just a minute, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on low, and what I want to cook first are the onions, okay? I'm going to put the onions in the bacon grease. Okay, now as those start to work their magic, where is my washcloth? I just had it. Don't you hate when that happens? Okay, oh there it is. Heaven's sakes, Lord have mercy. Now, okay, now, let me show y'all the collard greens. I'm going to pour all of the water off of the collard greens. I'm just going to put them in a strainer. It's hot, so be careful. Woo. Now, when that stops doing its thing for a second, and I can pick this up without burning myself, I'm going to pick this up, shake them out. I'm going to let them drain right there, y'all, okay? Just because I need my kitchen, my sink space. But you see the color, right? Did everybody see that? That's interested. Oh, I forgot to pin it. Heaven's sakes, heaven's sakes. Y'all, little Dan and Alex should be here any minute. They are traveling from the Blue Ridge Mountains, Boone, North Carolina. Okay, thanks, Stephanie. So you did see the color change. Awesome. Awesome. All right, now, as soon as these onions start to caramelize, I'm going to scrape the bottom and get all the flavor of that bacon that I can, so that I can utilize it in these collards. I'm going to let those cook down a little bit more. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. Okay. I think I'm at a stopping point, actually, so let's chat a minute. While those are caramelizing, I'm going to go ahead and add in the garlic. And then the process is pretty quick from here on out. Okay? Now, you want your collards to be as drained as possible, because you don't want to throw, you know, your water-filled collards into that hot skillet, okay? Can y'all see I'm going to have to bring y'all closer. Sorry for the behind shot, y'all. Okay, let's move this here. I hope Alex and Lil Dan are bringing their high-tech stuff, y'all. That'll be easier to manage. All right, here we go. Here we go. Collards go in. Oh, I lost a few. That's okay. Now, we'll cut the heat down to low. I opened a beer and I put about half of it in the water, okay? Doesn't matter what kind, but I'm gonna pour this beer over these collards. The beer cooks out, the alcohol cooks out, but it tenderizes these collards, y'all. And it makes an excellent, excellent, excellent pot liquor for your cornbread. Y'all know what pot liquor is? Let me bring the bacon over here. Does anybody know what pot liquor is? Surely y'all do. Where's my scissors? Lord have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. Oh, there they are. Let me get some bacon in here. I'm going to use some of this flimsier bacon. I'm probably going to use all but about 4 pieces of that bacon, to be honest with you. Ooh, it's hot. And I'm going to toss this in my beans. Just a little bit of bacon in my beans, because I don't have like a ham bone. When I do my collard greens, I like to have just a tiny bit of bacon in almost every bite. I told y'all this is a process, didn't I? I wasn't lying. But this is going to be the last segment for collards, because they're going to cook down. I'm going to saute them a little bit. I'm going to add some pepper, black pepper. And then I'm going to add some red pepper flakes. Red chili flakes. Now look, this is to your taste, okay? And you know, you can add a little more heat later if you want it, but don't add too much initially, okay? That's my advice. Now, let me grab some black pepper for my Takeover Bros Christmas gift, which I love, by the way. Now, I'm also going to just toss this a tatty bit, because it's full, obviously. And then I'm going to cover it and let it simmer just a tatty bit too. Oh, that's a big piece right there. Let me cut that jewel up. Okay, now I'm going to cover this and let this cook down, y'all. Okay? And then I'm going to give them a taste and see if they need any other spices. But that's how I cook collard greens. I may add a little more beer to it if it doesn't give me enough pot liquor. But I hope that's what you... I got the... Diana, I got the pepper grinder from my brother, and he got it at the Angus barn. And I checked to make sure before I said this. They do have them online. Okay? They're from Greece, I think, but they're awesome. I love them. Oh, I have one more little bitty. There we go. Okay, so y'all, that's what I'm doing. I'll be back with you to do my mama's banana pudding in just a few minutes, and my mama's cornbread. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real, cooking up a storm. Up a storm. Stay with me.